Joe Biden doesn't help things when he says genuinely offensive things on the basis of race.
The other portion is a lot of people don't know how to register. Not everybody in the community, in the Hispanic and the African American community, particularly in rural areas that are distant and or inner city districts, know how to get online to determine how to get in line for that COVID vaccination at the Walgreens or at the particular store.
You know, man, come on, man. Black people and Hispanic people, like my good buddy Corn Pop.
And Corn Pop was a bad dude.
I'm Prison Mike.
And Corn Pop was a bad dude.
Like my good buddy Corn Pop, they can't use the internet. They don't know, man. They don't know how to use the internet. This is the latest in a long series of racially offensive comments that Joe Biden has made. For instance, when he said that poor kids are just as smart as white kids.
We have this notion that somehow if you're poor, you cannot do it. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Conflating, I guess poor and black are synonymous and rich and white are synonymous for Joe Biden. I guess for kind of the politically correct woke regime, that's true as well.
And geez, the reason I was able to stay sequestered in my home is because some black woman was able to stack the grocery shelf.
What you talking about, Willis?
I have a few questions that I'd just like to get through because they are incredibly important to the Latino community. First of all, you are extending TPS, temporary protected status, to Venezuelans. Cubans, though, are now being deported in unprecedented numbers. Would you stop those deportations?
What I said, I'm going to look at entire temporary, I'm going to look at every single country in the world that in fact is being, and this guy's sending them back. The reason why I came up with Venezuela is he's not even allowing it to exist in the first place. And so the TPS program is something I will move on the first day I'm in office to make sure that we extend it to people. We look too, for too long, we. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. Are you going to re-engage with Cuba, though? I mean, I'm specifically wondering about, the Florida communities that are, incredibly interested in the Cuba issue and see status given to Venezuelans while Cubans are being deported.
The answer
will
is
you
yes.
re-engage
I'm
with
going to
Cuba?
engage. Yes. Yes. And by the way, what you all know, but most people don't know, unlike the African American community, with notable exceptions, the Latino community is an incredibly diverse community. Unlike the African American community, with notable exceptions, the Latino community is an incredibly diverse community with incredibly different attitudes about different things.
What you talking about, Willis?
Thanks so much. That's really our time. I apologize.
You can't do that to black media.
I can't do that to white media and black media because my wife has to go on at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Oh, I'm in trouble.
Listen, you got to come see us when you come to New York, VP Biden.
I will.
It's a long way until November. We got more questions.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
What you talking about, Willis?
It don't have nothing to do with Trump. It has to do with the fact I want something for my community.
I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black. Willing to let the American public judge my physical and mental my physical as well as my mental fitness.